Welcome back to our record predictions with the NFC South, a division which has been a hot topic of discussion over the past few months as Tom Brady made his way to the Buccaneers along with a bunch of other ring chasers. Starting us off, we have the division champs from last year, the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, as they do every year, are going to destroy the regular season. Emmanuel Sanders is a very good addition considering they didn't have much outside of Michael Thomas last year at receiver. And when Drew Brees is at quarterback, your offense is going to put up big numbers. They were third in scoring offense last year, and that is going to continue this year. Their defense will be okay. They have solid pieces along the D-line. They have a top 5 to top 10 corner in Lattimore, in my opinion. And I think they're going to finish off the regular season right where they were last year with a record of 13-3. Isaiah, what is your opinion on the Saints?
Well, the Saints have gotten better yet again this offseason. It feels like we say this every year, but with the additions of Malcolm Jenkins and Emmanuel Sanders, both sides of the ball have improved. The only thing that can stop them are the Vikings in the playoffs and Drew Brees pissing off the entire locker room. Thankfully, after his 7-8 apologies, things seem to be smoothed over, but good God, this team is going to be good in the regular season. The Saints will have the best record in the NFC of 14-2 and will still somehow find a way to lose in the second round of the playoffs.
What two teams, if you know off the top of your head, do you actually have them losing to?
Off the top of my head, well, the beauty of the New Orleans Saints, they're going to face some meaningful teams. They're going to start their season off, though, with a hot spanking L to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you like that intro?
That was a
Or
beautiful
that transition? That was a good transition.
Beautiful transition.
The Buccaneers are by far the most interesting team going into the 2020 season. With the addition of Tom Brady, the sky is the limit for this team. They've got one of the most talented sets of offensive weapons in all of football, with Rob Gronkowski, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and the newly acquired Leonard Fournette. It feels like the Bucs could be serious contenders come playoff time. The only thing that is going to stop them is their secondary. Nothing was done to improve this unit besides drafting a safety in the second round. The Bucs will get air-raided by the high flyers of the league and will lose a few shootout games because of it. This is not going to stop them from making the playoffs with a 10-6 record. It'll be a slightly disappointing 10-6.
Everyone is right to believe that the Bucs are going to set the league on fire this year. Isaiah named some of the pieces on their offense, and they also still have O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, Ronald Jones, 3 other very capable players on offense that are depth at this point, which is crazy to think about. They don't have a quarterback that is going to turn the ball over as many times as he throws touchdowns. And they're, like I said, I think they're going to make the playoffs as well. Isaiah listed their weaknesses. Their front 7 is really good with Devin White leading the way. And I think they're going to finish the year with a record of 11-5, wind up being one of the wild cards,
Tom Brady will find his way in the playoffs.
When? You never know. They got kind of spanked last year versus the Titans.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? But the team which had the same record as the Buccaneers last year, the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons' premier free agent move this offseason was signing Todd Gurley. And will this help them reach the promised land for the first time since 28-3? Hell no. This is going to be a repeat of the same brutal cycle which always befalls Atlanta when Dan Quinn is the coach. The Falcons will win a few games, everyone's going to get hurt, and then they're going to become the Browns of the NFC, while Matt Ryan and Julio Jones cry over their wasted careers. Todd Gurley's knee doesn't work. You can compensate for that at other positions, not at running back. Gurley will not have a productive year. I hate saying he was a great talent, but his career is effectively over. He's never going to reach the heights he was once at. The Falcons are going to finish 4-12 and stink up the city of Atlanta like the Hawks have been doing ever since Al Horford left.
Well, I don't think they're going to be that bad. I actually think they're going to remain exactly where they were last year. They didn't lose that many pieces. They did lose Vic Beasley, but they also added Dante Fowler, which kind of replaces that. They lost an aging Desmond Trufant, but then they drafted AJ Terrell, who, he's a rookie, so they don't. And rookie corners vary greatly. There's Eli Apple, there's DeAndre Baker, and then there's Marshawn Lattimore. So you never know with rookie cornerbacks. They were the 5th in total yards last year, and I think their offense is going to be just as good. They have Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. They really haven't lost anything. Yes, they haven't been the same since Kyle Shanahan left and went to the 49ers. But like I said, I think they're going to finish the year with a record of 7-9. I think it's kind of crazy to assume they're only going to win 4 games.
They're going to be terrible. And even 7-9 isn't good. You're acting like that isn't a bad place to be in. Dan Quinn is on the chopping block. If he doesn't make the playoffs, he's gone after this year. Should have been gone after last year. But he will be gone.
Speaking of a team that I think is going to suck a lot, and it's going to disappoint our local supporters here in North Carolina, the Panthers are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Yes, they have Christian McCaffrey, who may help them get a few wins. He helped them get 5 wins last year, but they chose Teddy Bridgewater over Cam Newton, which is mind-boggling in its own right. And unfortunately, they are victims of having the Bucs and Saints in the division, who are both going to sweep them. I also think the Falcons will beat them because I think their offense is much better than the Panthers' offense. Their defense is a victim of losing Luke Kuechly. They had the second worst scoring defense last year, so I have them getting to a pitiful record of 4-12, which will much be led by Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be good either. I think you're greatly exaggerating how terrible they're going to be. I'm finishing a pedestrian 6-10, but the Panthers haven't bought into the mindset of tanking for Trevor, which is a shame because they're just not going to be able to compete in Matt Rule's first year. Seems like a nice guy, but if he's the one who talked the GM into trying to compete and sign Teddy Bridgewater, he's an idiot. Panthers have a tough division as is. They've got a brutal road schedule. They're going to win a single game on the road, and they're going to struggle to compete with some of the real teams. But Christian McCaffrey is the best running back all-around total package in the NFL. Teddy Bridgewater is a nice addition. He is a high-end game manager who is capable of making some decent plays, better downfield passer than Cam Newton. But unlike Cam Newton, he cannot run for his life and get you 20 yards and the pocket completely collapses. This team will go the distance with some of the worst teams in the league, pull out close victories, and then get blasted by the real contenders. But like I said, they're going to finish 6-10. Not a great first season for Matt Rule, but hopefully something to build on. That has been our thoughts on the NFC South. Let us know what you think down in the comments below, and be sure to tune in to some of our other predictions videos. Thick Man out.